Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Higher Education, Science and Technology is worried about the slow progress in getting laptops to students qualifying for financial aid. Now, the committee has received reports of tender corruption relating to the supply of laptops that were promised to students. Now, those laptops are part of government's remote learning strategy to save the 2020 academic year. And it's been badly, of course, as we know, impacted by the lockdown. For more on the story now, we're joined by the committee chairperson, Mapulane. Philly, thanks very much for your time this morning on the AM report. It's really, just reading the details on these laptops not being delivered and the reason why the laptops were first mentioned by the minister now 4 months ago. It was meant to help save the academic year for 2020. 4 months left of the year, still no laptops.
Good morning, Michelle, and good morning to your viewers. Yes, it has been now 4 months since the announcement made by Minister Blade Nzimande on the 30th of April that government will be providing the laptops to NSFAS qualifying students. Up to date, nothing has been delivered up to so far. And hence, we are concerned as a portfolio committee that these unnecessary delays are going to impact on the students. But of particular concern to us are allegations that are emerging that there seem to be attempts to unduly influence the process and to finally get it aborted so that the process can restart. And it's something that we can ill afford as a country.
So, Philly, you're talking about the procurement process, that the committee has heard allegations about interference in the procurement process. To what end would these attempts be made to manipulate that process and finally get it aborted? Who wins there?
Well, the allegation that we have received is that there are attempts by individuals who are not supposed to be part of those procurement processes to want to interfere with the process. And hence we are calling on Dr. Carol Lessen, the administrator of NSFAS, to speedily conclude this process and get it awarded. Because our information is that the process is at an advanced stage, but it does look like, according to the allegations that we have received, that the preferred people are not those that are wanted by those who want to interfere with the process. And hence there are these attempts to want to get the process aborted. And it's going to be a catastrophe.
So, I mean, Philly, yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are serious allegations, as you say. So what does the committee do with the information that it receives as it pertains to these procurement processes around the laptops, specifically with us now being in this climate where the president himself, issuing that letter over the weekend to members of the ANC, but there is this real focus now to clamp down on corruption of all kinds, but particularly as it relates to COVID-19 funds. So when the committee receives this kind of information, what does it do with it?
Well, Michelle, we're making a point that we cannot afford, the country can ill afford another COVID-19 procurement scandal. And hence we will be approaching the administrator very soon to want to interrogate all these allegations that we are receiving. But for now, we would want to give him space to conclude the process, because for us, what is important is the conclusion of the process and the procurement of this laptop, so that the sooner they can get to the students, the better.
Yeah.
But we will definitely be interrogating this process to want to find out exactly what the issues are.
Yeah.
But for now, Michelle would want to not to do the same thing as the allegations are saying and interfere with the process ourselves, but allow the administrator who's legally empowered to finalize the process. And we've given him until the end of this week to make sure that the process is concluded and the laptops can start to be procured.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely get into this matter, and we give our undertaking that we'll definitely get to the bottom of all these allegations.
So the students who are listening to this interview who are looking for some information about when those laptops will be delivered, you say the process hopefully will be concluded by the end of this week. When do I, as a student, have that laptop in my hands?
Well, we are giving space to the administrator to conclude the process before the end of this week, so that we can then be able to, the process can then unfold. But we think that if the process is concluded, an award is being made by NSFAS, and then the preferred service provider can start the process of rolling out and sending these laptops to the students who are in need of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will touch base with you to track that process. As you and I have just been discussing, it is essential to save the academic year of 2020. Thanks very much for your time this morning. Mapulane is Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education.